If you look at the state of our police commissioners over the past 20 years, you had Jackie Selebe under Thabo Mbeki. Then you had Bheki Cele as Zuma's first commissioner of police. You had Ria Piecha, Motso Pashlani, and then you had Kehla Sitole. They all left the force in shame. You know, Selebe went to prison. Motso Pashlani is standing trial at the moment. Bheki Cele had to resign after the public protector found that he was involved in attempted corruption in a lease agreement in Pretoria and Durban. And if you look at the succession of police commissioners we had, already that is an indication of where we are. Because let's face it, if you're an incompetent CEO, you're not going to appoint clever people. You're going to appoint people at the most on your level. You know, if you look at Kehla Sitole, for example, he's an old homeland policeman without an academic qualification. And remember that the Commissioner of Police is, in many ways, our #1 civil servant. There's no bigger State Department, no bigger budget. He then appointed as his second in command, Lieutenant General Francina Vuma, who was with him in Kwandebele, was also a homeland policeman. That's the quality of leadership in the police we've had for 2 decades now. And it's not going to change because there's a culture in the police, in the top echelons, don't rock the boat. And there's certainly evidence for this. To a certain extent, mediocrity is acceptable. You know, policemen who try to stand out and try to do things differently are victimized. But the police is in a complete mess. There's no sign that the crime rate is going to come down. And then you have Bheki Cele as the Minister of Police. He has no moral authority to occupy that post because he was fired as the Commissioner of Police. He was corrupt. If you look at the unrest in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng last year, where you had Kehla Sitole during that 8 days of violence, he ensconced himself in a war room. He didn't speak to the police minister once, not once during those 8 days. In any other country, if you had that level of destruction and killing and looting, surely the police minister should have been fired and the Commissioner of Police.